Hello, this is Dan the Furniture Repairman. Today we have a video on how to repair a dog chew on a piece of furniture. This beautiful trunk right here, and you see the puppy did chew it up quite a bit here and then on the top part. Now this is a two-part video. We're going to do the repair to the wood first, and then in the second part we're going to show you how to do the coloring. So the coloring is also something you want. Now the first thing I do is I'm going to put some screws in, and I'm not sinking them all the way. What I'm going to do is use them as little studs to hold my moldable epoxy in place so it doesn't pop back off. Now it usually is pretty strong, but it's just a little bit of an added measure since this isn't a place that may get kicked or hit or whacked with a vacuum. We're going to just take a little bit of an extra precaution right here to make sure that when our moldable epoxy dries, it's wrapped around these threads and it stays in place. So you can see what I'm doing. You're just pre-drilling a couple sheetrock screws. Now I just have this board. I'm making sure I'm not too high. I don't want my screws there, but you can see the heads are too proud. They're sticking out too much. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut them off. Now you could use a hacksaw or you can sink them in deeper. I kind of like to have them cut off and out of the way. I just want the shaft of the screw there to work for my epoxy to wrap around and hold on to, and you can see right there I'm just a little bit too long, so I'm just going to grind it down a little bit farther so that it's not sticking out. Now please remember to like and subscribe. You can pop comments in there. It all helps the videos do better on the algorithms or something like that, they tell me. So we're going to use Mohawk Moldable Epoxy. It comes in multiple colors. I'm going to work with just a neutral color here because I'm going to do color touch-up on it. So in the trades, a lot of times guys will call these Tootsie Rolls, and you can see why. But you're just going to slice a little bit off the end, and it's two parts. There's an inner part and an outer part, and it has a little clear cellophane wrapper you got to pull off. So I'm just going to slice off a starting piece, and after that pull the clear wrapper off, and you're just going to start to squish it around until it all turns one color. Not very hard to do at all. None of this is hard right here. After that, I'm just going to start pressing it in. You can see how it wants to pop back off. So you really do have to press it into the grooves and really force it in. Your first layer is force it in so it grabs inside of the wood and those rough parts of the wood. And I am wrapping it around that little bit of a screw that's sticking out right there, and it's going to dry and it's going to hold on to that and also the wood around it. Now I'm going to go in stages. So I'm going to do my first level, and I'm going to just kind of force it in, and I'm going to leave it really sloppy because I want it have a lot of sharp edges for the next layer to grab onto. So I'm going to just kind of push it, and you can see how hard I'm pressing it, and I'm pressing it into that crack right there. Two parts. That's going to fill it, and that's going to help it stay on the piece because it's going to dry in there and it's going to hang on to it, and it's all going to become one piece. And I'm kind of just moving it with my finger, and I'm pressing real hard and really pushing it inside of that wood. And I'm going to work my way all the way through my little first starter piece that I have there. And you can see it goes a long ways. You don't need a ton of this. Start out small, and you'll feel when it starts to get when it's not pliable anymore, just stop using it. It's no sense trying to save a tiny little bit of that and then have it mess up your work or have it not adhere correctly or something like that. Now I'm just kind of patching it in, and you can see I'm going to have to rebuild this corner, but we're going to go a little bit at a time. Now this is that block of wood I used earlier, and it just has a piece of tape on it, and what I'm going to do is use it just to kind of shape this. And you can see I'm going to copy that shape, and you see how I'm rolling it up and down, and I'm just kind of creating that curve right there. Now I could sand that in, but if I get it while it's soft enough, I can almost get it and shape it in. Now you can spritz a little water or something like that. It will get it a little slippery. It does make it a little wet. Now what I'm doing now is I'm taking my razor blade and I'm creating a scratch coat. So I'm scratching up this part because I know I'm going to have to add more to it, and I don't want it too smooth. So now I'm coming back again. First layer is dry, and I'm adding my second layer in, and I'm just kind of pressing it and eyeballing it to see. But as I get one edge cleaned up and very nice, I'm going to kind of work my way down to the corner right here. And you can see on the right hand side I did build that section up there, and you can see the scratch coat in that also. So I'm going to go in stages and just keep adding, and when I get enough on there, then we're going to get to the sanding part of this. You get about 10 minutes worth of use out of this. So here I come again with that block of wood, and I'm just going to press it against the bottom here, and I'm going to create the bottom of the lip here, and I'm using it against the left part right there, and now I'm just going to start rolling it again. So I did that first little section in the first layer, and now I get to use that to help copy the second section right there. And I'm just going to keep using this tool to work this smoother and smoother as I go. So it's easier to work it when it's soft than it is. You can sand it, but it's more work to sand it. Once you have it all nice and built up and smooth where you're happy with it, then you could take your sandpaper, and you can see I'm pretty rough right there, right? So I'm just going to start sanding this down smooth, and just a block of wood. And the reason why I'm using wood is if I use my fingertips, I'm going to create a bunch of little grooves in there, and I want this to be nice and flat, just like a board would be. Now, if you have any questions, suggestions, you want to call me a shoemaker, tell me I don't know what I'm doing, you want to see a video or something like that, there's a comment section below. Go ahead, put it in there. I'm pretty good about trying to answer anything that people ask me. So this is it from another angle, and I'm feeling it with my fingers. Now, your hands are your best set of eyes when it comes to work like this. You can look at it and it may look good, but if you feel it, you'll feel indentations. You'll feel where you have to add more. And this could be a multi-material, multi-layer sort of thing. You can get most of it done with the moldable and then go to a different putty on top, or maybe go to fill stick or something like that. I like to get it all worked out in moldable and then go on to my colors. So you can see as I'm sanding it, now that's 80 grit sandpaper right there. So it's pretty aggressive, and you can see I just kept working it and working it, and I got a pretty decent corner right there. I'm transitioning well, so you will sand the wood where it hits the moldable. That'll give you a good transition. If the wood isn't sanded next to the moldable, you're going to end up with a line where the two of them come together. And you can see my corner right there. It's pretty sharp, and what I'm probably going to do is end up knocking it down so that it kind of matches the worn outness of the other side. But now here I come with my sandpaper, and there's no block of wood now. I'm just shaping it into that curve and just kind of sanding it like that, just kind of making that curve nice and smooth. I'm letting the sandpaper just wrap around there. Nothing hard. If I can do it, you can do it. If it's already broken, you might as well go ahead and try to fix it, right? So, you go one step at a time. Now, the moldable epoxy we're using, we'll put a link below. But there we go. And that's the end of part one. Easy to do. Anybody could do it. Watch part two. You'll see how to do the touch-up colors and everything like that. If it's broken, you might as well try to fix it. Watch part two. You'll see the color touch-up. You can see the before and after. Not hard to do. I have confidence that you could do it. This is Dan, the Furniture Repairman. Now, every time we restore a piece, it doesn't go in the landfill, and another tree doesn't get cut down to make a new one. Those are all good things. Thank you so much for watching. You all have a good day.